Hello everybody and welcome back to Fire Emblem Echoes, Shadows of Valentia. If you didn't watch the last episode, you really should, because we just finished Act 1. We just finished the final chapter of Act 1, and now that we're just seeing the end of the battle we just did.
Be less painful?
Which we did a really good job. We killed Desai, we got his Draco shield, so, we did a good job. So now, we will see the ending cutscene of this.
Pathetic. The Chancellor is all talk.
Yeah.
What shall we do now, my lord?
I can't believe he fell for running into that little corner with them and being attacked from all sides.
We must retreat. Fernand, you stay with me.
But Berkut, the question remains the same. Were you
Yes,
entertained?
You have made an impression, Home. Yes, you have.
Good. I'm glad I did. Even though he says that, next time you see him, he's like, you're still a peasant, and stuff. So yeah.
You mean...
No, but all seriousness, Berkut is an amazing villain. Well, you'll see why later, if you haven't yet. I mean, he doesn't seem like much yet, but in my opinion, he's an amazing villain.
We really did it.
But yay, we did it! Yay!
We freed Sophia!
Da da da!
The boy from Ram shall kiss my hand and thank me for securing this victory.
Claire, you were helpful, but you would have been more helpful if there wasn't that stupid door. We would have been able to lure Slade away and did that. But whatever, our plan worked anyway.
This victory wasn't mine alone. I share this glory with all of you. Sure, but hold on a second before we start throwing roses around.
What is it, Toby Poo?
and Slade both got away, remember?
Yeah.
Tobin, you sure know how to take a squad on someone's big moment.
No, but he's
Forget who
right.
got away. There's still plenty of reason to celebrate.
Gray is correct. True, it is deeply regrettable those two snakes managed to elude us.
Oh, this is a little
But
big to be called a
regardless,
snake.
We have retaken the castle, the symbol of her kingdom. Was this not the Deliverance's primary goal?
Was it?
Indeed, it was.
Oh, it was. Okay.
I know this
I don't
war will
know.
continue as long as the Empire desires Sophia. But this victory is a sweet chalice. And right now, we should
Do you mean that literally or
But I
metaphorically?
couldn't have said it better. We fought for this. We earned it. Now let's take a moment to enjoy it.
Okay.
So then, shall we go
What
inside?
do we have to enjoy?
Our friends in the castle will be most eager to meet their deliverer.
Deliverer.
Come on, you make me sound like some kind of hero or something.
Well, yeah, that is what you were paid to be on. That was the whole reason they wanted Mycen in the first place, because he's hailed as a hero. So they thought that would raise troops' morale having a hero on their side. So, but instead they found you. And they were like, he works, I guess. Alright, so yeah, now the map has absolutely nothing on it. So yeah, there's literally, we can go back to previous areas if we want, but why? I guess in theory you could also do grinding right now, but I find that kind of silly. I'd rather do it before that difficult chapter, which I guess, in retrospect, is not difficult at all. It's just a little tricky to get Desai's Draco shield, but if you saw, I did it. It was a little tricky, but it wasn't, I wouldn't have called it difficult. It just took a lot of thinking.
The Chancellor retreated to his fortress west of the northern forest.
Yeah, he did.
He'll be begging Rigel for help.
And
now,
that
so
chapter
he
in
will.
particular is the one I'm talking about, where we see him again and he says, in my opinion, my least favorite part of this whole story, and that it almost killed it for me. The only reason it didn't is because I pretended to ignore it, and you'll see what that line is. I actually made fun of it in my my top 10 favorite games video, but I covered up what the line was to avoid spoilers.
Truly.
In the clip, it's plot spoiler, but we're gonna pretend we didn't hear it, so we can pretend to be surprised later. And that's literally what I had to do in order to actually do it. So we'll get to that though. Rider's Bane, hooray! Wine, blue cheese, sweet cheese is good. What else do we got in here? The Black Pearl. Well, I found a whole pirate ship in here. Wow. Alright, treasure chest. I thought there was something else in here. Maybe I'm thinking of a different treasure vault. Oh well.
That mongrel Desai stole the royal sword when he turned
A royal sword, huh?
I
wonder if that's important later.
Gave us that sword as a sign of
It kinda is, kinda isn't. In my opinion, it's actually pretty worthless. In storyline way, it's really worthless, but
only in the hands of the right wielder. And that wielder isn't him.
gee, I wonder who it is! I wonder what character in this game could possibly have a sword that only they can use.
Soldiers. But as it's a lance, only knights and similar classes can wield it.
Yep, thank you. Thank you. Yeah, that's a very helpful weapon, the Rider's Bane. Because there's a lot of horses you have to kill in Alm's Road.
It's true we have made great strides.
In my opinion, it's actually best using other Cavaliers, but I kind of don't have any other
The man
Cavaliers.
who started all this remains at
Clive
large,
was a Cavalier, but
and
he
the
sucked.
Regalian army yet lingers
So
inside our kingdom's borders. To free Sophia, we must find Desai, slay him, and
Was
drive
slay
Miguel
Desai?
back for good.
the funny thing is, the next time you fight him, he doesn't
You
even
are
have a
our
Draco
commander
shield,
now.
so he's
We
actually
would hear
easier the
your
next time you
opinion on
fight him.
this.
Oh, right. My opinion.
My opinion.
Well,
Opinions are
what are
dangerous,
our
Clive.
options?
You do realize that, right?
We could be defensive, garrison the castle, and wait for Rigel to come to us. Or we could take the fight to them.
So we can wait
The choice
patiently
is
and
yours.
wait to die, or
I see.
march forward and just choose to die.
You know, until recently, I'd never set foot outside of Ram Village. This war has been my first glimpse of the kingdom I live in. Unfortunately, I've also seen what it's been reduced to. Needless to say, it's far worse than I'd heard.
Really?
People are suffering,
He seems better than
even
I
dying.
heard.
But this war, no matter
We
how
freed everyone.
terrible,
Everyone's happy right now.
has
So.
also taught me something. It taught me that when we stand up and fight, we help those people. I don't want to stop helping them now. I want to press on and make as much of a difference as I can. I know this probably sounds empty, maybe even
Yeah, he
mad,
wants to invade.
but I think we should keep fighting until we've taken back
Oh
all
yeah, I
of
guess no, we
Sophia.
haven't retaken Sophia.
So
We just
then-
took back the castle. But no,
Will you
Rigel
stand
still
with me?
owns everything above the
Will you
castle at the
stand and
moment.
fight?
What kind of question is that? Of course we will, silly boy.
Then it seems the matter is settled. The Deliverance shall march.
March!
We will put
Hooray!
Desai down and scatter the Regalian army to the four winds.
Excuse me, Clive, there's 8 winds. You think there's only 4? North, south, east, west? Well,
Wow,
guess what?
that
There's
gave me
also
goosebumps.
northeast, northwest,
Not
southeast, and
bad.
southwest. And there's a different Greek god for every direction.
To a thing he said?
I learned that
Your
from my
goosebump
platinum
giver
wedlock
just declared
playthrough.
war on the whole damned empire. I know, but I think it was a nice speech. Wait, he did what? No, come on, this isn't war, Gray. He's just going to kick them out.
You know, it's
Right,
peacefully.
then Emperor Rudolph will just send a fruit basket to apologize. Come on, Tobin. You can't be so thick that you don't see what's coming. What? Stop staring at me. It's creepy. You knew it would come to this, didn't you? When you agreed to join the Deliverance, I mean. Oh, come now.
No, he just agreed to
You're
join me.
the
He's
one
like,
who
eh,
said all those years
I don't
ago
know
that
anything else to
home was
do
different from
with
us.
my life.
You knew he was going to do something like this one day. I'm not a prophet, Tobin. All I meant was that he's different. Well, you were onto something no matter what you meant. Because now we're starting to see that he's much bigger than we are. I'm proud of him. But I'm also going to miss
Hi,
him.
we're still all one big group.
You poor kid, Tobin.
You poor kid, Toby Poo. All right. I always enjoy seeing Gray and Tobin. I don't know why.
General
They
Mason
seem
was a
like pretty
magnificent man,
generic
but King
characters,
Lima
but
never
they
did
just
like
feel
him.
like really like
Of course, he
like
never
real
liked much of
people.
anything besides his wine and women. I wager Desai looked
Oh,
upon
this is
the
actually
general as
important,
an
too.
obstacle of sorts too, because after he murdered the king's children, he pinned it on Sir Myson. You'd have been daft to believe such a thing, of course. Which is precisely what the king did, or perhaps he just saw it as an excuse. Regardless, Myson was found guilty and banished.
So that's why Myson is no longer
He's
of the
lucky
Knights,
he wasn't
because he was
hanged.
blamed for the death of the king's children, even though it was very clearly not his fault. But the king just didn't like him in the first one. Was like, blame it on Myson, banish him, and that was it. Yeah, clearly this king that is murdered, clearly they're making him out to be a really likable guy. Can't you guys tell?
They say all of King Lima's children are dead now, so they do.
Don't you know?
But I've heard tale that one of them still lives.
Hey, don't you know? I feel like she should end her sentence with that. It just sounds like something she should do based on her accent.
Aunties. Juicy bit of gossip now,
Aunties.
eh? Story goes, the villa she lived in was set to blaze some 10 or so years back.
Okay.
Folks thought she burned to cinders, but you know how tongues like to wag.
That's a phrase they use often in this game. Tongues wagging as a phrase, as a slang word for gossiping. I've never heard that term in my life.
Princess Aunties
So either
had
that's a
brothers
it's a
in
phrase they
different
used
realms,
back in the day, or
After that fire at the villa,
I
however, neither body was
just don't
found.
get out much.
I often dreamed that at least the princess managed to escape somehow.
Wonder who the princess could be. Alright, let's go to the throne room, because we can't go the other way yet, you'll see.
If it isn't the good man,
Oh look, a random old man with a generic old person
I was
sprite.
hoping I'd run into you. Please.
I wonder if he's gonna say anything important. He
To
is.
the castle. I served Sophia's king for many years, you know. If you need anything, just ask.
Oh really? Well, can we have
you.
like,
That's
I don't
very
know,
kind.
like all the
This is my
king's
first time
riches and
here,
stuff,
so
and buy
I'll
all sorts
admit
of
to
really
feeling
cool
a bit
items and
lost.
be able to
My
obliterate
grandfather,
to
Sir
say?
Myson, spoke of it on occasion, but
Sir Myson, the Sophian general?
yes, that's the one.
Yeah, that
I'm his
Myson.
grandson.
Yeah, there's no other
Oh.
Myson. No one in the
He
world
lived
is
in this castle
named the
long
same
ago,
names.
didn't he?
You know that about Fire Emblem games,
Well,
right?
Yes, but how very odd. I knew the general quite well, and he had neither wife nor child.
Well, just because he doesn't have a wife doesn't mean he doesn't
I
have a
beg your
child.
pardon, good sir, but
you
that
never know.
simply cannot be the case. Alm is most certainly related to...
No, I assure you, General Myson told me himself. I have no family, he said. Clear as day it was.
Dun, dun, dun.
wait. If I'm not...
Pay him no mind.
No. Just forget about
You're
it.
just confused is
We're
all.
gonna ignore
It was a long
that.
time ago.
yes.
Yeah. He's just a crazy old man. I'm sure what he's saying has no merit at all. Hold on, I gotta charge my 3DS. Or plugged in. Let's talk to him again.
Very odd indeed.
Very, very odd. Now he's a crazy old man. Let's just ignore what he says and, you know. No. Yeah. What does this say? It's a relief. Oh, what a relief. We looked at this relief. Hey, don't blame me. He has a pun very similar to that very soon. Alright, so where do we go now? Staircase?
Commander Alm.
Oh, yes. Okay, now we can go this way.
Please proceed up these steps.
Thank
A
you.
visitor is waiting for you up on the balcony.
Ooh, who is
A
it?
visitor? Who is it?
I'm afraid I cannot say. Go on and see for yourself.
If you say so, it seems very suspicious. But first, let's look around at these cool urns. An urn. This one looks very valuable. Better not break it. You don't say that in dungeons. You just break everything. Very clean to eat from. Not that I would. Okay, that's fun and all. Let's see over here. Another urn. But you could earn a lot of gold if you sold this. Get it? Earn! And that, folks, is what sealed the deal for this being my favorite Fire Emblem game. You think I'm kidding? Oh, hey, Grandpa! No, before I talk to you, let me just grab these oranges. Just hold on. Let me grab these oranges. Because if you don't grab these oranges now, you don't. You can't. Because the game, the act ends once you talk to Grandpa. So, Grandpapa, I mean. Okay, so it's 2 oranges. Okay, now I'll talk to you.
It's good to see you, boy.
And actually, I'm sort of kidding
what
about the
are you
urn
doing
thing.
here?
It's my favorite because of a bunch of other reasons, which I've explained.
I have my
but
reasons.
see, Myson
Look
has
how
his
far
reasons.
you've come,
But the urn, that was
You're a
it
man
was just a nice
grown now.
touch.
You've been through quite a bit since leaving the village, haven't you?
I suppose. But, Grandfather, I'm sorry I never said goodbye.
Oh yeah,
or
I forgot
thanked
that
you
about
for all
that.
you did
That's the
for
thing that
me.
happened.
I still feel guilty about that. But I think I made the right choice.
You
I'm the
did.
commander
You
of the
saved
Deliverance
people
now.
because Clive was a
And
sucky
together,
leader.
we've
Because
already
he's a
liberated
sucky
the
unit.
southern outpost and this castle.
You made him an archer
you
and made him
see,
okay, actually.
I didn't come here to pick apart your actions, Om. I came here to ask you a single question. Are you ready?
Are you ready, kids?
Am I
Aye,
ready?
Capt. Sorry.
Indeed. For once you march on Rigel, you place yourself in the hands of destiny. You won't be able to stop the events that unfold.
Nope, because
No
there's a
one
story
will
that you have
wish
to
you
play
well.
through. You can't stop those
Many will even
events.
try to stop you. Unexpected tragedy is sure to follow. That is the price of what you are about to undertake. So I ask again, are you ready to take the lives of others into your
We've already
hands?
been doing that. We could
Are
have
you ready
lost
to
units
shoulder
already at this
all their
point.
burdens,
In fact, Lucas already
their
died once.
desires?
It's only because of my magic
And are
turn
you
wheel I
ready
was
to
able to turn
fight
back time and save him.
bleed until Sophia and all of Valentia
Oh,
is
we also
saved?
killed Slade twice,
I,
but I didn't like that
Never made
outcome.
me in
so-
over my head, and I still have much to learn. But when I say I will fight for my kingdom, I will fight for my kingdom. No one will stop me. Nothing will break me. I'll see it
Except
through
maybe
to the
magic
very
attacks.
Very well.
Alm has very low
I've
resistance.
seen that look before.
So do most units in this
Must
game,
run in the
actually.
blood.
High resistance is very rare in this game. Very, very
Understand
rare.
in time, boy.
Say, that reminds
In fact,
me,
most units have a
this
resistance
old
growth
man
of under
downstairs was saying
10%.
some strange things.
That's why magic is so
He
good in
told
this
me-
game.
Huh? What's that noise?
Oh, look! A convenient interruption! It interrupted the question that I was about to ask that would have revealed the plot point! Ah, crap! I hate plot conveniences!
Burn this
Actually,
memory
their
into
plot,
your
it was a
heart,
more of a
boy.
plot
These
inconvenience.
are the people whose burdens you will carry the rest of the way.
Look at all these generic
Remember
NPC
what lies
characters.
upon your shoulders.
Their lives are in your hands now. Oh, okay. Hey. Hello, all you generic NPCs.
And so it was that Sophia Castle was liberated from Desai's clutches.
I don't know who these guys are, but I'm gonna wave anyway. Hi.
Their new hero with raucous cheers. However, what Alm did not and could not know was that his victory here was but the prelude to a longer and far more bitter conflict.
Even though, well, the conflict is the war, which is going on. It's not like the war is escalated or anything. It's just continuing. I don't know. Maybe it is
Imperial
escalated. I don't
tidings,
know.
Emperor. The rebel army has taken back Sophia Castle.
How do they know that? They're way over there!
And what of
Like, knew immediately? How do they
Sire.
know?
Lord Berkut
We don't have
withdrew
phones
and
yet.
joined with the main force.
Pathetic. Pathetic. A regalia.
Want to know something funny about
knight.
Jeddah? This
The
random dude?
Emperor's sworn defender,
Same voice actor as
scurrying
Walhart
away like a
from
rat.
Awakening.
My arcanists would
I don't know if that's a
never
good thing
have
or a bad
painted
thing,
so
but-
sorry a picture. Hold
He is.
your tongue, Master Jeddah. Why should I? I merely speak the truth. You said the leader of this deliverance is named Alm, correct?
Yes, Emperor. He assumed command after Sir Clive of the Knights of Sophia stepped down.
How do they
Did
know
he
all this?
know?
This is a lot of... Did he know? Interesting. I honestly don't know why they showed that scene, other than to just introduce a bunch of random villains. That's literally the only time they show Emperor Rudolph until we get to that point in the game, like actually physically meet him. I find that very odd, but whatever. They wanted to show him, that evil priest Jeddah, who's in charge of all the magic dudes, and then some other random general. Those are all the villains as we know of. And now we're gonna see another random out of place cutscene like the game opened with. This time it's gonna be I'm fighting Rudolph, which in my opinion this is actually a really freaking cool cutscene. And that would be Celica, a ghost.
You took everything! Everything that I ever loved! You took Sophia! You took my friends! And now...
There's something very different about this cutscene, though, as opposed to the one they showed at the very beginning, though. The one at the very beginning being the one where it shows Alm stabbing Celica. Out of context. We don't know what happened. That's all we know that happened. In that cutscene, we don't know when it happens, how it happens, or the result of it. This one's very different. I don't know if I should tell you why it's different, because that would be a spoiler, but at the same time, I feel the need to say it because it's actually a problem I have with
Can't
it.
you see me? Stop this!
It's almost for the opposite reason of why I have a problem with them showing the other cutscene. The other cutscene is I feel like there was no point in showing it because it just shows an out-of-place event that has... that, like, why? Who cares? Is it just supposed to make you wonder what happened? Oh, and also that's... Celica's not supposed to say anything there. That's not a voice they forgot to add. Wanna know why this cutscene disappoints me? It never happens. Maybe it's not supposed to? And this is just a vision? Because you're spoil it. It's gonna wake up. This is a dream Celica's having. This is a dream Celica's having right now. Whereas the first cutscene made it very clear it's gonna be something that will happen, and does eventually. I won't tell you how or why or the result of it, but yeah, it's a dream, see? That cutscene never happens. Yes, we do fight Rudolph eventually. I don't think that's a spoiler. We do fight the Emperor of the Evil Nation eventually. That's not too big a spoiler. We do fight, but that exact cinematic cutscene that you showed, that never happens. And maybe it wasn't supposed to. Maybe this was supposed to be like a vision of, hey, if you don't help this crap will happen and he will die.
Apparently the king's passed away.
I think that's what it's
That's
supposed
what
to be.
Noma said, at least.
So that's my opinion, though. I just find it odd that scene never happens, whereas the other one does. I don't know.
I hope
It's
she's
just weird.
dealing with this okay.
Also, they're implying now that the king just died, meaning Act 2 that we're gonna do right now is controlling Celica, and it happened at the same time as Alm's
It's
route.
been years since crops last grew on Zophian soil. Our barren fields have fallen victim to terrors. The Regalians have invaded.
Yeah, we know all this already,
I fear
Celica,
some ill
but
must have befallen the earth.
in my opinion, this opening cuts is a little
I can't help but feel this
extended
is all
for...
related. I know
Like, they're just
it.
gonna talk about, basically, I have to leave because things are screwed up right now,
Perhaps it
okay?
is at
Okay,
that.
cool, bye!
I'll not deny that the kingdom of Zofia
But no, they're gonna talk about it
faces our
longer.
darkest
It's like
hour
they
in
repeat the
some
same
time.
things over and over again, but in different
More
words.
sick and hungry come to the priory's
Yep.
door each day seeking
More
aid.
things suck. More
The
sucky
key
things
to
happen.
everything lies with Milla.
Oh, specifically
Travel
Milla.
to her
Okay.
temple and learn what's become of her.
So she has to go and pray.
Yes.
As opposed to
little
Alm, who
one.
actually gets stuff done by
You know
fighting
well
things.
The reason Myson placed you in my care.
Oh yeah, that's how, where I said all old people know each other in this game? Yeah. Myson suddenly knew this old priest who he asked to raise Celica. So,
or even
protect,
end you.
so.
That threat is greater now than ever. Yet you would still leave, knowing that?
Yeah,
I
everything
must.
sucks and you might
Even
die.
if my decision betrays the care you and Myson have shown
Yep,
me.
I'm aware of that, and I'm
You've
sorry
done
if
so
I have
much
to.
keep
I'm
me
sorry that I'm
safe,
leaving you and you've been
and it
taking
breaks
straight
my
care of
heart
me,
to
but
pain you.
I have to
What
make
caused
things
me
stop
to do
sucking.
this
No
goes
one else
beyond
is.
my
No one
heart.
else seems to
I
care.
can only ask your forgiveness now.
I mean, they care, but they're not doing anything about it.
Your cries of forgiveness, little one. I'll not give what isn't required. If this is your mind, I won't object. Follow the path before you.
Yes, okay, we get it.
Trust in it as I in you.
Thank you, Noma.
Maybe being a bit too harsh in this cutscene. It's just I
Of
feel like there's
course.
like
But you
at
must
least
take
6
care.
to 8 lines that didn't need to be in there. They could have
Sophia is
summed it up
worse
a
even
lot.
than you know. You've uncommon talent as a warrior
Especially these last
priestess,
few. They're the
but
same things.
carelessness
Yeah,
is
you're strong,
fatal.
but just
Ah.
don't screw up.
And you mustn't forget Miller's turn wheel.
Oh yeah, you can also turn back
I
time.
wear
So
it always.
don't be afraid to turn back
Some of
time
that.
if you screw up.
See that you do. I'm certain it will prove helpful on your journey.
Oh, it will. Don't worry,
Thank you,
Noma.
Noma.
It will. Because I will
For
screw up.
everything.
There is no question. Especially Celica's
Well, then,
route.
I think I'll be on my way.
Remember I said Alm's maps were all really boring because they're
Your
all
leaving
basically
is
in a
very
field
instant.
with trees or sometimes in a
Surely
castle?
You can stay until the bell's last peal.
Celica's are all
It rings
not
to warn your
bad.
father's passing, as you know.
There's a couple of those, but they're
I'll
the
never
rare
think of
ones.
that man as my father. Now, if you'll excuse me.
Little one.
So Celica, they just confirmed it right there. I don't know if it's meant to be implied, but Celica is the missing princess. They literally just said that. The king died. That was her father. What does that make her? The princess! So, there you go. She's the missing princess. She's Auntie's.
When Regal broke the divine
That's
accord,
why they call her
this plague
Celica.
of
They never
terrorists
really
fell
explain
upon us.
that.
But
Maybe it's just they
surely
should change their name to
lands must be
hide,
suffering
but-
the same fate.
I don't know.
What could have driven them to invade Sophia at such a price? I would dearly love to know what's going through Emperor Rudolph's
Don't worry,
mind.
Rudolph will explain himself right before we kill him. It's alright, don't worry.
May you walk always in the light of Miller's blessing, little one.
Because yeah, like I said, we don't see a
Lately,
cutscene with Rudolph ever
Miller
again
sees
until the
boat
very
after
end
boat
when we
filled stern
fight
to
him.
bow with hungry refugees. But alas for them, this island's no better off than
Oh, they
anywhere
picked a
else.
pretty crappy place to
We're
refuge
even
to
poorer
then.
than most, what with pirates seizing inbound supply ships. We'll soon have naught to eat but what fish the waves see fit to provide. These are dark times we face.
I can't eat fish for the rest of my life! I must have more food than just fish! Okay, that's basically what they're complaining about. Alright,
Celica, I heard the news. You're going to the Temple of Milla, right?
and this is May.
If so, then I'm going too. You can't say no.
I can't say no.
Thanks,
Alright,
May.
oh, okay.
To be
I guess we
honest,
get a new
I'd
team
welcome
member.
the
We
help.
get May.
Good, because I'm coming too.
And we
I'm
get
not
Bowie.
letting the two of you off
This
on
guy.
your own.
Letting us? You say that like you think you could keep us safe.
I do, and I can. I'll be more help than you, at least.
Big lie.
And wrong.
Big
I
fat
can conjure
lie.
lightning, Bowie.
So
Big,
May and Bowie are
pretty
both
lightning.
mages.
What
May
you
is
got,
actually a
fire?
good mage.
Maybe I'll call you if I want
Bowie
to roast
is not.
marshmallows.
Bowie,
Let's just say
in my
you
opinion,
both
is
be a great
crap.
help and leave it at that, shall we?
He's
I
a
know
defensive
I'll be
unit.
counting on you both.
Bowie is
This
defensive.
isn't going to be an easy journey.
But why would you need a defensive
Still,
mage?
I'm glad I'll have such good company.
I'm sure he has some use, but I don't care for Bowie very much as a unit. And then there's
Celica, can I
there's Jenny, who
go with you?
is basically, her personality is quiet. Like, that's her personality. She's quiet. She, like, her only line was, Celica, can I go with you? That's the only thing she ever says unless she levels up or has a support conversation. I think she only has one character she ever has a support with. I think. I only had one in my playthrough. And hey, look, we can also explore 3D dungeons in Celica. Woohoo! And look, stat fountains right away. They are speed and attack. Those are actually both very good. But I'm gonna give all of them. Hold on, let me think about this for a minute. I was gonna say I'm gonna give I'm gonna give speed. I'm gonna give all of them to Celica. I'm gonna do that. Yeah, all the Celica. Speed for Celica. More speed for Celica. All the speed for Celica. Some of them I think that was stupid, but I don't care. That's what I wanted to do. All right, so I was explaining what Celica's maps are.
The port will get us to
Act 2.
We should head there now.
With a few exceptions, they're all on a ship.
The cemetery on our way. Rumor has it there have been terrors appearing there as of late. Let's be ready for anything.
So yeah, we unfortunately have to go through the graveyard this way. There's no possible way we could walk in diagonal, so we can't just walk that way to the harbor. We have to walk through this graveyard over here first, because yeah. So yeah, this is Act 2. See, it's almost all ship. There's a graveyard, then there's a port where we just talk to people. Ship, ship, on land, ship, dungeon, ship, ship. That's Act 2. All the ships are almost exactly the same, too. There's very different units in each one, but the map is almost exactly the same. But I honestly don't mind that, because I gotta be honest, I was a little sick of the forest maps already. So I was happy to see some ship maps, and after Act 2, you never see them again. So, I think it's fine.
Milady, this graveyard we're passing through, why are
Because we don't know how to walk diagonally, Bowie! We can only walk straight and sideways!
Yes, but there's been talk of terrors
Celica's
around
telling
here as of
herself
late.
that. Okay.
So there has. Best keep our wits about us then, hmm?
But, milady, I'll
Bowie,
face
we've
down
walked
thieves
like
or rogues
10
any day, but
feet.
Terrors. Terrors are different.
I will go with you, and I'll be more helpful than May! I'm scared!
How can you be so scared
Yeah.
of spooks and spirits at your age?
Shove off, would you? A man can't help what gives him fright.
Yes, you can. You can be a man and not be
Oh,
scared.
not you too, milady. You wound me.
I'm sorry, Bowie. I was just remembering my brother.
Brother? I didn't realize you had one.
Yes, though by different mothers. He was
Yeah, 'cause
a
the
sweet
king had
boy,
all sorts of
but
women.
meek, frightened to death of ghosts. Then he became one, alas. And much too young. Were he
He turned
alive,
into a ghost?
you two would have been
How do
quite
you do
alike,
that?
I'm
You
sure.
get, like, Danny
Really,
Phantom
I-
powers?
Way to go,
Or do you mean he
Bowie.
died? Oh,
Your
sorry.
whining's gone and dredged up a bunch of sad memories for Celica.
What? Why is this my fault?
Because it's always your fault. Now suck it up and get
I'm sorry, I
ready
really
for
like
some
them too.
food.
They
Terrors
just
or
bicker all the
otherwise.
time. It's really funny. I don't know. Maybe some people think it's annoying, but I find them funny. Alright, so this level is just terrors. That's it. And honestly, maybe we should save for the next episode. Yeah. Because otherwise, I'll just be doing it for like a minute or two. So, thank you for watching today's episode. I hope you enjoyed. Hope to see y'all next time. We're gonna fight these terrors. And that's it. And then we're gonna walk to the port and do some stuff there. So yeah, thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Rocka.